Local plans and policies have a significant impact, for better or worse, on housing choices and affordability in a community. At the most fundamental level, communities need to ensure their plans and policies make it possible to build diverse housing choices in accessible locations. Communities can go farther by creating policies that incentivize development of below-market housing, or further still by adopting policies that require significant development projects include a portion of affordable homes. Local officials play critical roles in advancing and maintaining affordable housing in their communities. These roles include forming and articulating a vision around an inclusive, thriving community that meets the housing needs of people all along the income spectrum, exercising legislative and regulatory authority, and securing public resources toward realizing that vision, seeking community voice, implementer expertise, and data, working with community leaders to energize residents into action, collaborating with fellow electeds and local housing staff, liaising with other local and state officials. With these roles in mind, there are a variety of policies that can impact housing availability and affordability. Some of the most impactful policy solutions being implemented in Colorado are reducing the cost of development, creating affordability provisions like extended affordability periods, inclusionary housing ordinances, zoning and land use considerations, notice and right of first refusal, comments restricted to single page, funding for affordable housing production and preservation, code enforcement, and policy coordination. Many of these strategies require minimal public investment and focus on leveraging existing public services and resources to support a healthy housing continuum. Let's take a deeper dive into some of the policy solutions local officials are using throughout Colorado. Building and zoning code updates, including streamlining permitting processes to save time and money, and the physical building requirements like building height, setbacks, density, and parking, to name a few. Inclusionary housing ordinances or policies that require developers to include more affordable housing in new market rate development projects, and short-term rental license and registry programs that help prioritize the availability of high-quality housing stock for local residents, employees, and business owners. The town of Del Norte is implementing some of these strategies to address housing needs at a scale that makes sense for the small town.
It's just standard small town stuff. You don't have a strong workforce, you don't have a big workforce, and you don't have anywhere for people who are in that price range, that revenue, to live.
We're looking at changing some of our zoning codes. Right now, our planning commission is in the process of looking at ADUs, accessory dwelling units. Some of the landowners are wanting to add on or convert their garage into an apartment to make it affordable for some of these that can't afford to live there. So those are some of the things that we're starting through planning commission and changing our land use codes.
In addition to the speed of the approval process, local officials also make decisions on the types of housing that can be built, how much and where. Other aspects like parking requirements, material specifications, landscaping, and permitting fees can make or break an affordable housing development project. Communities throughout Colorado have instituted variances or incentives to make developing affordable housing feasible in their community. An example of an incentive is a density bonus, which may allow developers to build more units than would be allowed in the zoning code in exchange for housing affordability or other community benefits. Additional density is intended to help offset the cost of including affordable units. Density bonuses can be designed to build up more floors to a multifamily development or out more structures to a development. Density bonuses are often offered as part of inclusionary housing programs, but they can also be offered as standalone incentives. Key to success for incentives and variances are alignment with local market conditions, agreement on areas where to allow density bonus, if not community-wide, compatibility with other land use standards, for example, minimum lot size requirements, setback requirements, among others. The popularity of short-term rentals have also impacted local housing stock. Communities throughout the state have implemented policies that prioritize housing for local residents while balancing tourism and small business interests. Summit County, for example, is working diligently to ensure local residents have a place to live, including regulating short-term rentals.
So many of the units that are now short-term rentals used to be owned by locals, right? They used to be the folks that were our nurses and our doctors and our first responders and our teachers, let alone all the folks that really, turn on the chairlifts in the morning. And so that really is the tension in our community. On the one hand, we really want to have a strong and vibrant tourism economy. On the other hand, we can't do that if we don't have workforce. And right now, we can't find homes for our workforce. Right? We have to be able to work with the short-term rental industry to ensure that we don't lose more workforce housing. It's pretty straightforward. Summit County government cannot build our way out of this problem alone, and we need private developers, we need homeowners to help solve this problem. So we've reviewed all of our building codes to look at how we really can make it easier for folks to build workforce housing, how we can make it easier for private homeowners to build accessory dwelling units for additional revenue rather than relying on short-term rental revenue. That's our second strategy. And then our third strategy is to continue to build. We have, I think, 8 workforce housing projects that we're working on at the moment, ranging from modular apartment buildings to single-family homes, to apartment buildings.
Communities across Colorado are proactively addressing the housing needs with thoughtful policies that promote high quality and affordable housing development where it's needed most. To dive deeper into this topic and others, visit the Colorado Division of Housing Local Officials Toolkit.